Manage your God in the way you manage your money.
Oh, yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now hold your waist. Okay, for ladies, for this one, if you have my heel, put them off. We are going to. One mental attitude. You go. Faster. For your health and the heart. One for Uganda. Let's go. One for Parliament. Let's go. One for community. Let's go. One for your families. Let's go. Finally, like this. Good. You clap for chair and his vice and the committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Bob. For under the Sustainable Energy Development Program, we did discuss the Electricity Amendment Act that was passed. We are implementing. We are working on a monitoring and evaluation framework to enable us monitor the operationalization of the different amendments. So that we just wanted to report about. And in terms of generation capacity, as we prepare to commission Karuma, we continue to report 1,378.1, although we synchronized another 100 megawatts on the grid as part of the testing and preparation for commissioning for Karuma. Then finalization of residual works under Isimba. We continue to address the issues with the contractor, China Water Engineering. And there are a few issues that we are still working to align on during the defects liability period for Isimba. Then for Karuma, I already reported, we have synchronized 100 megawatts. We are preparing for commissioning, which will be phased to allow us commission the last unit towards the end of this calendar year. We have given a detail on the transmission lines that we are working on, but also the community development action programs. And we continue to ensure that we are concluding on our CDAPs. We do require financing to enable us conclude those to 100%. So we've given a detail that the committee can appreciate. Then for Nyagak 3, the construction progress is at 88%. Under the RAP implementation, progress to 96%. We are preparing for the commissioning of Nyagak 3 come June 2023. And then we shall enter, of course, the defects liability period and ensure that it is operationally fit for purpose. The ESCOM concession, we have discussed that elaborately, but the key point is the ESCOM handed over that concession to the Uganda Electricity Generation Company on the 27th of March 2023. And Auditor General has largely finalized his audit. He was just fixing some areas of verification, and he will be communicating the final amount that we are going to pay, which from our final engagement with him will fit within the budgeted amount. If there is any extra, we are handling with ERA to see how that will be settled, and we haven't budgeted for any amount in the next year's budget for ESCOM exit. Nuclear, we continue to work on this, and Chairman, we want to thank you for having supported us when we hosted the nuclear business platform. For us, that is very critical because we look at nuclear as that energy source that will enable us attain our energy security for the medium and long term. So it's very critical that the development of our nuclear energy continues. So there is a lot we are doing in terms of the legal and regulatory framework, updating the Atomic Energy Act, but also in terms of capacity development, where we are working on the Center for Nuclear Science and Technology in terms of its development. Then there are other aspects where we are continuing to work with partners, specifically on the project development. We have given a detail for the appreciation of the committee. Then on the transmission network expansion, we are reporting the status of the network. And good enough, UETCL, the CEO is around in case of any clarification, but we want to report that we have commissioned Mutundwe Entebbe, the 132 kV, 23.8 kilometers. This was commissioned, and we are now entering the defects liability period for the line. Equally, the Karuma interconnection project that is completed, and this speaks to the earlier question on whether there is deemed energy for Karuma. We should be able to evacuate Karuma as it comes on board. Then Namambe South to Luzira, that is also at 100%, and that line was commissioned in January. And indeed, we continue to work on the grid expansion and rehabilitation project, the construction of Kole, Gulu, Nebi, Arua, 132 kV transmission line. Of course, once again, this project faced challenges of land acquisition, but also acquiring no objections from the financiers. So to date, we report that the resettlement action plan is at 91%, PAPs paid, and the construction progress of Kole, Gulu, Nebi, Arua is at 83%. And the progress of the substation Kole and Gulu is at 85%, and the progress of Nebi Arua substations is at 87.5%. So we continue to work to ensure that that line is commissioned by September latest this year. Then the other critical line is Gulu Agago. That is also progressing, and it is at the transmission works are at 86% about, and the substation is at 78.4%, and UETCL continues to work